Welcome. Today we're going to talk more about the power characters in Alice, the ones that have all that fancy extra animation. I wanted to show you how you can add them and what you can make them do. So I started off first by displaying the Husky, which is one of the power characters, and we'll talk a little bit more in detail about him later. Next character we're going to add is the She-Builder, which also has a companion He-Builder, which I think is a really cool character because not only can you add custom animations, but you can also add specific features and name them specifically to whatever story you're looking to tell. That one lives in the People folder. So I'm going to scroll down here. And once in the People folder, you're going to go all the way to the end after the Zombie folder, and you will see He-Builder and She-Builder, just about there. We're going to click on the She-Builder, since I'm creating a girl character. And she's got a lot of programming tied to her, so sometimes she can take a little while to load. I would be careful about not adding too many to any one project, because I bet you that really blows up the file size too. So you'll get this little wizard that's going to step you through how to add the character and how you want them to look. So you start with the body, and you'll see this little row up here also matches where you are. So we're here in the body section. If you click on Next, that activates your character, and then you can pick the shape of her head. I'm going to stick with the middle for now just because we're demonstrating. And then you go down here, you can shape her body shape, and here you can pick her leg shape. And at this point, you're going to go ahead and name your character, who I'm going to go ahead and call Named Jen. And once you click OK, look what I did. I went too soon, and you might do the same thing. So we could also go back here, and just to show you what to do when things don't turn out like you expect, right-click on her, and delete. There we go. Let's try that again from the beginning. It's also good to see that too, for you to see me make a mistake sometimes too. All right, so here we go. Let's get her in the middle again. Okay, so let's save this, the naming and saving for the end. If you go to the next section, here you can pick the eye and lips. And here you can also pick skin color with this little slider here, which I'm going to leave in the middle. So we have these eyes here. And look at that, I'm not really happy with her body, so I'm going to go back here because my parts don't match, right? So you can see there's a lot of changeable things. It's really hard to make a mistake in Alice because it's pretty forgiving. You can flip back and forth. If you go here, let's pick a hairstyle for her. And color, leave it dark so we can see it. Let's pick clothes. And again, I'm just going to pick the first things that come up, but she does have quite a few selections. So spend some time next time you're here on your own playing around a little bit more. All right, so here at this point, you could name her and save. And you will see your characters here. I'm going to click on Done. And then let's take a look at the animations that both of these characters come pre-programmed with. So we're going to go, let's just start with Husky. And you can see here, and we're on the Methods tab, he's got a bunch of things. He's a really active character. He can wag tail, ambient wag, bark, breathe, scratch ear, sit, stand, walk around something, stand, walk, sit, stand, walk. He's got a bunch of things, turning his head. You'll have to play around with each of them to see what they do, but for now, I'm going to drag over for him ambient wag. Oops. There we go. Ambient wag. And let's see, what was the other? Sit, stand, walk. And we'll play it and see what that makes him do, just to make sure it's what you wanted him to do. So you see he's wagging his tail. And it's pre-programmed for a certain number. It looks to me like it's 5 or 6, but there we go. There you go. So that's one of the cool things he can do. Now let's go on to Jen and take a look at her because she can also do some pretty unique things. She's got a bunch of standard emotions, mostly, that her animation is tied to. Hello, angry, happy, walk, confused, all the way down to stand, yes and no. She also has a pretty cool feature where you can have her play everything that she can do. And so let's take a look at that. Now you'll see when you play this, Alice will put a thought bubble. Well, first off, we have the dog again. And it's good for me to see this so I can remind you that Alice does everything in the order that it lives in on your code, except if you put a special programming in. Anyhow, here you see she's going through everything that she can do with a thought bubble before each of them, but when you program one animation, the thought bubble doesn't come up. This is just for them to show you where it starts and what stops. So you probably wouldn't use this animation for your story, but it's good to see, instead of having to look at all 10 of them individually, if you run everything that she can do all at once, it'll help you better decide what you want to pick for her to do. So let's take that one back, and let's have her do start up, be the first one starting doing something. Do hello, and then happy. Let's put that after the ambient dog. So we want the dog to be reacting to her saying hello, her being happy, and then the dog doing something. This would be an example of how you could kind of play around with the different animations. And really looking at this, how you can best use emotions to tell your story instead of having to use programming or words. So it really comes down to the art of of storytelling as much as the art of programming. So there you have it today. What we'll look at next week is putting together custom methods, so you can add special movements to your characters, and you can use them in the programming that you do later on in your story. Thanks again for listening, and we'll talk soon.